Hello, friends. Welcome to the Nugget Climbing Podcast. This is Stephen Dimmitt, and today I'm excited to introduce you to a brand new mini-series that I am doing with my great pal, Jesse Firestone. And I'm going to just let him explain what we're doing here. Jesse, from listening to the podcast, what is it that made you want to do this? What did you feel like was missing? What are you hoping that we are going to be able to accomplish through this mini-series?
I think the best point to make is actually one that you made after we started talking about it, which is that the podcasts are very like ephemeral. They kind of like come and go. And we want to make something that's a little bit more evergreen. That's the word you used, which I think is a great word. Something more like that you can point people to. So if they have their first injury and they just generally want to know how to like deal with having an injury, they don't need to go on Instagram and like DM every coach and ask them, how do I recover from an injury? They don't need to go on Reddit and like make the same post that like 20,000 people have made. They probably will anyway, but then people can respond with a link to this series, to the fundamental covering that topic. So, each one will be like a little bit more focused than the long form interviews, and we'll kind of try to cover like the tips for that thing, and then also like some pitfalls for that thing, and then maybe a little bit of like, chit chat, because we do that too. Yeah.
Great. Love it. Yeah, I was really excited about this idea because I have a hard time knowing how much context is needed sometimes with these interviews. I've been climbing for a long time. I'm very immersed in climbing and follow it. And I forget what people know, don't know, might be confused about, things like that. And it's hard to provide all of those sorts of context things in every single conversation. And I think this will be great. This is the type of thing that would have benefited me a ton at the beginning in the early few years of climbing. And I don't think this stuff's going to be targeted for beginners necessarily. These are just some of the big questions that each generation of climbers have to kind of puzzle through and figure out for themselves, when there could be a great resource to answer some of this stuff. So yeah, that's what we're hoping to provide. I think this is going to be something that we're going to put out in seasons of fundamental episodes. This will be season 1, and we already have a handful of topics picked for season 1, and then it would be great to hear what you guys think and if it's helpful. And if it's helpful, we'll just keep rolling. We've got a bunch more topics in mind for another season, and we'll just keep it going as long as it's useful to all of you.
Are we going to tease the topics, or are those going to be a mystery?
Sure. Let's tease the topics for season 1. What are we getting into in the first 6 fundamental episodes?
So the first episode, we're going to cover just how to go on a climbing trip, which sounds so basic if you've been climbing for a long time, but actually is kind of more complicated than you think if you're new to climbing. And it's easy to make a lot of mistakes there. Then we're going to kind of dive in a little bit more to how to go on a bouldering trip, and then how to go on a sport climbing trip. So we'll kind of cover each of those in order. Do you want to do the last 3?
Sure. And then we're going to do how to improve your technique, how to pick a project, and how to set up your climbing year, which could also be how to think big, basically how to have a long view of your climbing and organize your year in a way that makes sense. And a lot of this stuff, there's no necessarily like right or wrong way to do it. But Jesse, you've been climbing for how long? Long time.
Like 17 years? Not
17
not that
years.
long compared to some people, but
yeah, a long time. I've been climbing for 15 or 16 years now. And between the two of us, we have a lot of rock climbing specifically, rock climbing experience, and learned a lot of these lessons the hard way. So hopefully we can save you guys some time.
Yeah, in the immortal words of Indiana Jones, it's not the years, it's the mileage.
Love it. Anything else?
I think that introduces it nicely.
All right. Hope you guys find this helpful, and please enjoy fundamentals.
Goodbye, friends.